Hello there and welcome to the Glow Up Method. This is the place where we have those honest and raw conversations on this pursuit to discover who it is we are, that person we know deep down inside that we often try to stifle and hide away, all in this endeavor to live a life that makes us proud. So like you proud, not me proud. You don't need to make me proud. I don't need to make you proud. I mean, it's always like a bonus, but the truth is it's all about making yourself proud, doing things that align with you from the inside out. Hi, my name is Natasha and I am so freaking lucky to be here with you today. This takes a choice. Every day it's a choice for me to show up. Every day it's a choice for you to tune in. So we are making these choices and there's a reason why we're doing it. It's not just because there's nothing else better going on. Believe me there's so many other things grabbing for our attention in any given moment. So today's subject is about something that I know I have struggled with severely. And so I have a feeling, I have this sneaky suspicion we have all had our battles with this. This topic is all about self-talk. Yes, it is a known fact that however we show up, however we talk to ourselves in our head, that is what our little smart little brains here start to look. So if we're out here constantly saying negative things, let me tell you where this comes from. So here I was a certain weight. I was 300 pounds, right? Any changes were progress. Any changes were celebrated, right? I was so excited for every dress size I dropped, every pant size I dropped, every, small, medium, large I dropped, every pound I dropped. Everything was so exciting, right? And then you get to this part, right? And it's maintenance time. And your mind is going through a lot because it doesn't understand this new version of you. It's still learning how to accept and adapt and move through the world as this new version of you. People treat you differently. You feel differently. Your thoughts are a little bit different. There's this confliction. Will I keep it off or will it all come back just like every other time I failed in a diet or healthy, weight loss or health journey? I've failed 100% of the times until now. And so what's going to happen? Will I be able to maintain? Will I lose it? Will I lose more? What's going to happen? I don't know. And so, you're in this place and you're learning and you're getting your thing. And now for me, I threw away the scale. And then when I threw away the scale, I did for a temporary time go to a tape measure. And that's just as sneaky and dirty as a scale. It looks a little bit different, but listen, then I had to cut up the measuring tape and say goodbye to you too. And I started thinking about that because just recently I'm like, maybe I should have tape measured myself to have this kind of evidence that the swelling is going down. Right? All I have is my brain and I'm so swollen. And so I came from this place that I was really big. And then I got for me, maybe not for everybody else, but for me and for my frame and for what I've ever been, I was small. People actually referred to me as thin and I bought smalls and I guess that meant I was small and I didn't always understand it. And there was always this pesky stomach skin and, but my waist was always teeny tiny and I was happy. And yeah, maybe my arms are big but they're still smaller than what they were. So I was really grateful. And then I did this surgery, right? It was a whole thing where I was like, I'm never going to do this. And then for many different reasons compounded, I decided to do it. And I'm going to admit, I did not do my due diligence in the research of what the possible outcomes would be. I just thought things were going to work out fine. I thought by now, the day before the 5 weeks is tomorrow, I thought I'd be fully in the gym. I thought I'd be fully functioning. It would just be this cut across my tummy, a little bit of a scar, and no idea the effects it would have on me physically. I just didn't understand that there was this possibility that, oh yeah, I could almost die. You always know it is, but you're like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Right? What is the percentage of that? I had no idea I would lose so much blood that literally to lift my head off the pillow took more energy than I had. I did not realize I was going to be paler than a ghost because there was not enough blood pumping through my body. I didn't realize any of these things. And even if those things would still to happen, I am such a baddie. There has been nothing that, listen, I'm a survivor. I'm going to give. There was nothing going to ever keep me down. There was nothing that was ever going to keep me out of the gym. And so this is what I really thought. And that was and the reason I talk about the gym is because it was such a critical component in my self-care. It was a founding member. It was like, you need this. Like, you need this movement. And when I not only couldn't go to the gym, but like couldn't even walk around besides the 100 steps to the bathroom, which I was still gassed and out of breath with, I was completely stripped of everything that was safe and comforting to me and nurturing to me. Like, how I knew how to nurture myself was beat myself up in the gym and have a good time doing it with a smile on my face. And so, what I have learned and have had to learn is I'm now looking at my body again. I put myself through this freaking torture. I cut off nearly 6 pounds of skin just to look worse than I did before I went into surgery. Like, what? And I don't know if that's my mind playing tricks on me. I guess in some ways you can say I look better because, the skin isn't hanging over my coochie, so maybe that's an improvement. But instead of hanging below my coochie, it's like it's just lifted up and higher. And so it's not gone. It's just displaced. And I was comfortable in the place it was at. I didn't like it. I was always comfortable, but I knew what to expect. I knew how to maneuver the world with it. I didn't expect that this skin and tissue and swelling and all this stuff would suddenly now just rise up to a higher place. And so I look in the mirror and all I see is like a pregnant woman. And, it's so difficult because, there you go. Here she comes, that negative self-talk. And I have to catch it. And I have to say, stop it. Like, what do you have to appreciate? Number one, you survived it. Like, that wasn't a given. You thought it was. It wasn't. You realized that. And number two was, yes, it isn't perfect. I'm not walking the runway in this body, right? Like, it's not perfect. That ever was the goal. It's not perfect, but it's not what it was. It's not hanging and hurting my back. It's not hurting my back. It's been nearly 5 weeks. The first 2 days, I will admit, I did have back pain. I think it was because of the way in which I was laid and the swelling and then my tailbone. Like, I was in a lot of that central pain. And it was like, listen, Lord, I've been through the ringer. I need some kind of relief. Like, either you relieve the tummy, which I know you can't do because my body is sending all these troops down there to help everything. So everything is swollen. So we know this is not going to be that. That's not going to be it. I got these drains coming out of me. They're popping off. They're hurting. They're bleeding. They're doing all this wonky-tonky stuff. I got internal bleeding. I'm bruising. My belly button feels like it's going to pop off because there's this new belly button. So the belly button's healing too. I said, Lord, please, you got to take this back pain away. Listen, I did a lot. I've been through a lot to get rid of this back pain. It is not helping me at all. I don't need this additional thing. I need to be on my back. I'm on bed rest at this point. Like, this is going to be a journey. I can't. So thankfully, the Lord, the universe, the way my body heals, the back pain hasn't been an issue. And it's just like, I feel like I'm on tiptoes. Like, you're going to come back. Like, I'm nervous. But I'm also relishing every moment. So, for me, the self-talk is such a big thing. Because if we say negative things about us, about our stomach, about this, and I'm so swollen, I'm this, our brains are conditioned to go prove we're right. If we start saying, like, you're beautiful, you look at how, you have progressed over these 5 weeks, your brain is going to start looking for evidence for that. And it's going to agree. It wants to agree with you. Like, this universe, also the same thing. It's conspiring with you. So if you come into the world saying all these negative things, believing these negative things about you, the universe, your brain, they're going to prove you right. And that is what you're going to see. And we could be looking at the exact things. You can look at my body and be like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. It is like a dream. And I can look at it and think it is the most disgusting thing on this planet. It's all about our own individual way we see things. How is it you want to see the world? How is it you want to see yourself? And it begins with you. Our self-talk is so critical to who we are. And it's so easy. Like, for me, who has lived in this place where I consistently believed the naysayers. I believed myself when I was a naysayer. I believed all those kids in elementary school that didn't know they were breaking my heart or my spirit. They're just being kids. But I believed them when they said I was overweight. I believed them when somebody said I wasn't a good writer. I believed them when they said I had a pretty face and that was it. I believed them when they said I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't athletic enough to be chosen in the top 10 of the Red Rover, send Natasha on over. I believed them. And I let that belief define me. And then I wasn't an athlete and I wasn't smart and I wasn't pretty and I wasn't liked and I wasn't invited to the party. And I found all this evidence to prove I was unworthy and I was undeserving and I was unloved. And I was the biggest perp of it because there was all this evidence around saying, see, nobody likes you. You didn't get invited to that party. See, nobody likes you. They didn't make you a flower crown today. See, nobody likes you. Your mom's not even here for you. See, nobody likes you. Your dad's out drinking when he can be home with you guys. I believed everybody's actions. I believed everybody else's story and everybody else's words as the truth. And I took it as mine. And I let that fester. I let that seed be planted. And it rooted a really, really big forest. And in this forest, it was filled with hurt and sorrow and sadness. And it was dark. It was lonely and it was scary. It was a horrible place. But I knew within there was always the light. The light was trying to fight. The light was trying to come out. And I always wanted to be that word of encouragement because I didn't feel it. I always wanted to be the one to say something kind to somebody or help them out when I could see them struggling because no one was there to help me. So I knew what that felt like. And I didn't want anyone else to have those feelings, to have those experiences. But learning that I am not the product of what someone else thinks of me. I am not the product of what somebody else wants of me, expects of me. I am much more than that. I am me and you are you. You deserve a place where you are able to navigate this world with at least one friend. I remember one time, and I've said it on here before, Chris had told me in an argument, nobody loves you. This is why nobody likes you. It's your attitude. Nobody likes you. And most times when he would say those things, because he would say it often to me, this was years ago, I believed him. Until the day I didn't. And I said, you know what, Chris? This may be true. You may be right. Everybody else may not like me around me. But you know what? Your statement is false. Because I, for the first time, like me. Which makes everything you've just said a lie. Because I am still someone. And if I am the only person that likes me, then that's just the way it's going to be. Because I'm proud of what I'm doing. And does it mean I'm proud when I yell at my kids or I yell at you because it's the 50th time I've asked you to lift up the frickin' toilet so in the middle of the night when I go sit down, I don't have to sit in somebody else's urine? I'm not sorry about that. I try many times to say it kindly and politely, but because I finally lose it because you're not doing the common decency of living with somebody else, I'm not sorry about it. And if that means you don't like me because I don't like sitting in your pee or speaking up when I do sit in your pee, that's okay. You're not for me. And so I say all this to say, it's not always an easy journey, right? The self-talk right now, I have to do a lot of positive. Like I have to hype myself up. Things that you want to think. It would be like I'm sitting here and I have to be like, count me down. I'm like 3, 2, 1. Okay, we didn't do it this time. We got it next time. Okay, Natasha. I have become my biggest cheerleader. I've had to. Because I am in this place where I am lost. I am relearning how to sit on a bed. Yesterday, I laid on the bed and I had to call in reinforcements. Bradley, I need some help. Why aren't you asking the other kid? Bradley, you're right here. I need help. I cannot get up out of this bed. I tried it. Why are you trying? Because I have to try. I have to get 1% better each day, and I can learn, okay? I tried it, and then I came back again and I tried it the other day. I can't be so afraid to try because something's going to hurt or I'm going to need help. No, that's life. There is a lesson in this. To have everything you know, how to walk, how to sit, how to stand independently, ripped from you by choice. I know. Nobody did this to me but myself. And no one else to blame. This is just what it is. So it's not like, I'm like, poor me, you know. I understand now. But it's humbling as hell. And it's showing me who my character is. And yes, there were moments, there were times in this journey that I was like, why did I wake up from that meadow too, sure, why not? But why did I wake up from this meadow? Like, I felt so exhausted, just depleted and drained, and I didn't have the fight in me because I could be. It was everything. It was my mental, it was my spiritual, my emotional, my physical, everything was ripped, and I just had nothing. And I was like, I just want to give up. I just can't do this, but I got to get up. I want to get up. I'm lucky enough to be here. There is a scenario somewhere in some alternate universe that I am not, and in this universe, I am here. And in this universe, my story is not done. And in this universe, either is yours. How you talk to yourself, especially on those days that it's rough, that I can look in the mirror and be like, 50 things wrong with me right now. I've got a scar. Now I've been so swollen where I no longer had stretch marks because they were cut the frick off. Hello, stretch marks. You're back. Where I had skinniness up here, that thinness, whatever you want to call it, it's swollen. That hourglass figure ain't no more. I am swollen like a football, or watermelon is sitting in my belly between, you know, my privates and my belly button. It's not only a challenge to look at, it's extremely uncomfortable. You have limited mobility because it's just sitting there, right? Like a baby. You have muscles that have kind of gone to sleep behind it. You have all these challenges, right? And so I have to talk to myself a lot. Like I have to be my biggest cheerleader and be like, okay, Natasha, we got this. We're going to sit up. Natasha, today we are going to lay for 5 minutes. And then tomorrow we're going to lay for 6. And then next thing you know, I'm at 6 and I'm like, I think I can do 10. And I think I can do 20. And I was able to lay on my side 2 different times for a long set of time. Like I was able to watch a show and move. And I just had this feeling like connecting with my body, that this constant laying and sitting in a C shape and constant sitting and walking, being in this kind of emotion constantly, it's backed up. But like, let's use some logic here. Like, let's, you know, maybe move it one side to another, and maybe whatever's in there will start cruising and moving, and maybe that'll work, and maybe it won't, but at least I'm trying something new. And in the process, I'm getting stronger. And I tell people I might need your help, but I first always try to do it myself. And maybe do I sit down the right way? I might say, no, this isn't going to work. Let me refigure this. Let me try this out. So I may not always get it right the first time, but I'm constantly hyping myself up and saying we could do this. And if we can't do this, we know we have the support of others around us to make sure that we can get out of this safely. So we're taking those calculated risks in order to improve, in order to get myself out of my comfort zone. Otherwise, I'd sit in the massage chair all day. So I say all this to say, the most important thing I want you to take away from today is your self-talk. You are worthy of everything you ever desired. All those deep secret things that you never speak out loud because of fear of whatever anybody else is going to think of you or how they're going to judge you. And oh my gosh, how dare you want to be a chef? I've never even seen you in the kitchen. Oh, you're too old to do something like that. Screw them. Screw the naysayers, because you know what? You and I both know there is nothing that they can say that comes close to the toxicity you often share within your own self. So I'm going to challenge you today to start to go to court against that voice in your head that has that negative self-talk. Today I had to do it. I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, you wake up every morning and I just want it to be over with. Are we done? Like the sentence is over, you know, like when you're pregnant, you know, around about time when there's no more swelling. This is like a year sentence when I'm like, listen, I am not patient for a year sentence here. Okay, I want to get out on parole. What can I do to be good and get out? So I needed to start saying, listen, first off, we're going to cut it out with the I'm swollen, I'm this, and we're going to love whatever the way we look today. We are not going to wake up flat. And if we do, it's a blessing and coincidence. We are going to love. And I looked in the mirror today different. And I was like, oh, wow, I can see some shape. Oh, wow, I can see the potential. Oh, wow, I did something really hard. And I didn't give it enough credit to realize that this was a major surgery. I don't give myself enough credit for how far I have come. And I want to do that. I want to continue to encourage myself just as I want you to encourage yourself. I want you to be your number one cheerleader. I want you to start thinking, believing, knowing, growing, shifting that mindset so that you see yourself as a worthy human. That is totally deserving of living a life by your own imagination. This isn't your husband's life. It's not your kid's life. It's not your parents' life. It's not your boss's life. It's not your coworker's life. It's not your volunteer friend at the PTA's life. It's not the mom on the softball field or in the dance class. It is your life. Your life, your one, your only life. Do you want to live your one and only life for your boss, for your husband, for your wife, for your daughter, for your son? Because I'm going to let you on a little secret here. None of them, they're not living their lives for you. I know, it's crazy. Because in some way you think, okay, yeah, maybe not now, but maybe later, or I wouldn't even want someone to. It's your job. It's your responsibility. And when you're not making the choices and taking the action and then making the movements in your life to live it for you, you're surrendering yours to somebody else. So get your butt back in that driver's seat and start making the decisions that align with you. And that often begins with how you talk to, see yourself, and believe in yourself. So that's why part of it, I encourage you every day, like I'm about to do right now, to please look at yourself. Look at yourself. Look at those big, beautiful eyes. Look at your cheekbones, your eyebrows, your forehead. Look at your chin. Look at your shoulders. Look at your hair, your ears, your teeth, your lips. And yes, within there's imperfections, but they are perfectly perfect for you. You are perfectly perfect the way you are. And I would love for you to just look at yourself in the mirror. Give yourself some beautiful eye contact. Give yourself a huge smile, like big old smile. And I want you out freaking loud to give yourself a compliment. Today, my compliment is this. I said no once again to my son, and I said yes to me and my healing. I'm not at his game. There were multiple reasons we discussed yesterday on why it would be a challenge. And I had to talk through that negative self-talk that said, I'm not a good mom if I don't show up for him. But it was on the contrary. I had to shift that script and say, I am a great mom because I am showing up for me, which is going to make me a healthier, stronger version when he himself goes into surgery in 5 days. So I say all this to say, I would now love for you, please, 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 give somebody else, share with somebody else that joy, your beautiful smile, your words of encouragement, your words of just your observing something of somebody, the color of their shirt, their eye color, their hair color, their car, whatever it is that grabs your attention, and let them know, hey, I really like that car, you know? It could be something so small and impersonal in a sense, or ultra personal. And again, I say, if you can't do it in person, that's okay. We have a beautiful World Wide Web. You can go out there and hop on any kind of Google, Yelp, whatever it is, and send out a nice compliment to somebody else. Any kind of forum. I'm telling you, everybody loves to hear something kind. And so I would love for you to remember that and make sure that you are sharing kindness with you. So thank you so very much for tuning in with me today. I am so grateful to be here. I am so very proud of you. I know that that's not the whole point. The point is to make yourself proud, but I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, I adore you. I am proud of you. Keep up the amazing work. You are absolutely worth it. Bye.